Okay, everybody, let us continue with this. Where did I end? I think that's where I ended last. Okay. There were several weapon stores near the Adventurers Guild, so I eventually picked one and headed in. When I asked the owner for a sword easy enough for a beginner to use, he gave me a short sword for 8 silver. Okay, then let's go pick some herbs. The request I had taken required me to leave the town, so I showed my Adventurers Guild card at the East Gate and was led outside. Leaving the East Gate and walking steadily with Fel, we reached an incredibly spacious, grassy plain in about 20 minutes. This is probably where the herbs grew. Now then, I'll be picking herbs here, so you go hunt some meat, Fel. Understood. I will be troubled if something happened to you, so I will take the liberty of putting up a barrier. Oh, that's right! Fel could use barrier magic. Right, it is finished. With this barrier, you should be fine, even if you see a monster, as long as it is below a certain level. I thank thee, I thank thee. Now then, I shall take my leave. Make sure you prepare lunch. Having said that, Fel gallantly dashed off into the forest. I was starting to respect him a little, but I see his gluttony is still in full effect. Okay then, I guess I'll start looking for the herbs, I thought to myself. Although all I really do is just appraise everything I see. Appraisal, 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 appraisal. It was all weeds. Appraisal, appraisal, appraisal. Cure grass. Ah, there it is! This cure grass looks a bit like thistle, doesn't it? I used a knife to cut out the cure grass from its roots. The knife that I had bought a while back finally saw some use. I started again. Appraisal, 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 appraisal. I wonder if using appraisal gets you levels. Does it? In this world? If so, he could be getting some at least a level in this. Yeah, it really is all weeds, I thought. Appraisal, appraisal, appraisal. Cure grass. Whoop, found another! Now I just need another 3, and the request shall be done, I thought happily. Right then, let's keep going. Appraisal, 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 appraisal. Merge grass. Ah, this is for that other request. Looking at merge grass reminded me of poverty. It looks like, what was it called? Oh, that's right. The common fleabane. Let's take this too, just in case. After that, I continued to use appraisal and ended up with 18 cure grass and 7 merge grass. Okay, it's about time for Fel to come back too, I thought, so I decided to stop for the moment. I started preparing Fel's meal. That being said, we currently did not have any meat, and if I tried to use my skill to buy meat, I would have no idea how much that would cost, so for now, I was just making something cheap. Thus, I decided on that for lunch. First, I needed to buy more ingredients from the online supermarket. I already had onions and bouillon cubes from before, so I got 1 kilo of mixed ground beef and pork, 5 bags of pasta at 700 grams each, and 10 cans of meat sauce. Spaghetti? All of it cost 4 silver and 5 copper. I had all that money from selling that salt and pepper to the merchant's guild, so it was fine for now. I bought the kind of pasta that cooks in 5 minutes, I thought, but it's Fel we're talking about here. He'll still probably be pressing me for hurry up. Taking that into consideration, I started boiling the water already so that I could start cooking it any time. In the meantime, the meat sauce. First, finely mince onions and cook them in a pan until they're transparent, then throw them into the ground meat. After giving the meat some time for the heat to pass through it, pour in lots of the canned meat sauce. Like that, there won't be enough moisture, so pour in hot water that you've dissolved a bouillon cube into as necessary while you simmer the mixture. Finally, adjust the taste to preference with salt and pepper, and the meat sauce with extra meat is finished. Fel returned just as I finished with the meat sauce. He dropped his prey right in front of me with a thud. What a good smell. This is a rock bird? The thing you called teriyaki that you made before was good, so I got another. I hunted more, but I cannot bring them back all at once, so I have to put up a barrier near the edge of the forest and left them there. Or I have put up a barrier. Yeah, 1 is probably the limit if you have to carry it in your mouth. If that's the case, it'll only take 1 trip if I come with you and put it all in my item box. Wait a bit. I put away the pot with the boiling water, the frying pan with the meat sauce on it, the portable stove, and everything else I had out into my item box. I put the rock bird in there too. Right, let's go. It will take too long if you walk. Get on my back. Alright then, I won't hold back. I did as Fel said and got on his back. Now then, let us go. Wait a second, I clung desperately onto Fel's back as he kept raising his feet. I said, wait! Hey, we have arrived. I thought I was gonna die. You are a coward to raise a fuss over just that much speed. Just that much speed, dude! You are level, what, 1,000? No, what? Dang it, what was his level again? I can't remember, but he's over 1,000 years old! Dude. That much, he says. I swear anyone would be scared if they were going that fast. Don't you dare go that fast if I'm riding you again. What if I fall off? I do not care. It would probably be your fault. This bastard. You would care considering he's your meal ticket? Hello? Ah, I see. That's your response. I guess you don't need food then. If something happens to me, you won't ever get to eat cooking from another world again. After all. He growled, mulling it over. Let's hurry up and put away these monsters and then go back. The monsters that Fel hunted were piled up at the edge of the forest like a mountain. When I appraised them, there were 5 orcs, a red boar, a giant dodo, and a black serpent. They said snake tastes like chicken, so I get that. But are orcs edible? I asked Fel. It seemed like they were edible. Apparently it was pretty normal for people to eat orcs back in town. Is that so? So they eat bipedal pigs. I had the online supermarket so I could cook for myself basically all the time, but that turned out to be the right decision. This otherworld cuisine is scary. Putting the monsters that Fel hunted away in my item box, I rode on Fel's back again back to that grassy plain. This time Fel seemed to have been a little considerate of me, so the ride ended up being fine somehow. Now then, let's have lunch. My stomach is empty. Hurry up. Wait a little, I have to cook the pasta. And the pasta would take 5 minutes to cook. It was a good decision to boil the water early. Finally, put the pasta on a plate and pile it high with meat sauce with extra meat, and lunch is served. I made sure to mix it extra well for Fel. Fel, it's done. What's this? It's a dish from my world called spaghetti with meat sauce. That's what I thought. It's good. When I said that, Fel started chowing down. Yes, there's not a lot of meat, but it's still pretty good. From his response, he probably intended to eat more. I started to cook the next batch of pasta while eating my own portion. In the end, I had to make 4 batches for Fel. I also ate my own portion, so 700 grams times 4 makes for 2.8 kilos of pasta. Even so, Fel still said this is a good amount for a light lunch. He really does eat too much. I couldn't help but think. After he finished, his mouth was sticky with the meat sauce, so I got a good laugh out of it. He hastily washed his face in water he conjured up, though. After lunch, Fel went back to hunting, and I continued to look for herbs. By the end of the day, I had picked up 40 cure grass and 20 merge grass. 5 of one of them makes a set for a request, so I harvested them with that in mind. Appraisal really was useful. I not only started recognizing what cure and merge grass looked like, but also got used to appraising things, so I ended up making more progress after lunch than before. Fel also ended up catching a lot of prey. He caught a second red boar, 3 cockatrices, a giant deer, and a murder grizzly. Just from the name, a murder grizzly sounds really dangerous, though. I pretended I didn't see it and put it in my item box. I returned to town on Fel's back. I got stared at by the gate guards because I was riding on him, but they didn't say anything, so I just kept riding him through the gates. Now then, let's head over to the Adventurers Guild, I guess. Fel, head over to the Adventurers Guild, please. Understood. When we entered the Adventurers Guild, I noticed that there weren't many people inside. Maybe because it's too early, I thought. It'll probably still be a little bit before adventurers return with their finished quests. Let's turn in my quest and turn Fel's prey into money before that happens. Because I picked up some merge grass along the way, I took the corresponding request paper off the board as well. I lined up the least busy counter space. There were only 2 people in front of me, so my turn came pretty quickly. I gave my guild card to the receptionist, and when she said, "Cure grass collection, is it?" I nodded and handed over the cure grass I picked. Huh? You just took the quest this morning and you've already got this much? She was a little surprised at the 40 cure grass I handed over. Yeah, I just happened to find them. Was 40 too much? This is all thanks to appraisal, so let's be careful not to attract unwanted attention. So you found a whole group of them, I guess. You were just lucky. Saying that the receptionist reached an understanding on her own. Well, let's just leave it at that, I guess. Then I will organize the cure grass into bundles for 5. There are 8 bundles, so that will be 8 silver. Please confirm the amount. Pocketing the 8 silver, I said, also please process this, and handed over the merge grass request form. After she finished processing the form, I told her, I also have some merge grass, and handed over 5 of them. She seemed like she'd say something if I handed over all the merge grass again. I'll leave the leftover merge grass in my item box and use it when I pick up a request in the next town, I guess. So you also have merge grass. This is 1 bundle of 5 merge grass. 1 bundle comes to 1 silver and 3 copper. Please confirm the amount. I'm relieved, so stuff like this is fine too, I thought. I was worried that there would be problems with accepting a request and fulfilling it immediately, but it seemed to be fine. Appraisal worked its magic here, so I made more profit than I thought I would. Right, next is Fel's prey. I also have a red boar. Can I sell it here? A red boar? But you should still be a G rank. Apparently, a red boar wasn't something a G rank could usually hunt. Well, it is a giant boar, after all. It would probably be impossible for me to hunt one on my own. No, not me. My familiar killed it. The receptionist looked at Fel and immediately said, "Ah, I see. In the case of large monsters such as a red boar, please use the sale counter next to me." Got it. Yeah, this receptionist was pretty okay. I guess here it just depends on which receptionist you get, I thought to myself. I continued pondering as I moved. Well, I've already completed a request, so I plan on hurrying up to the next town, I guess. I won't be coming back here. Now then, I guess I'll head over to the next counter and turn Fel's prey into money. Of course, I'll be keeping all the meat. Excuse me, I'd like to sell something. Sure, then put it right here. I was received by a grim-faced old man that looked like he might be a retired adventurer. There's quite a lot. Is it okay to bring them all out here? A lot? Don't you have an item box? Yeah, kind of. Okay, then I'll take them out. I started with the 5 orcs and then the 2 red boar. Oh no! He's gonna attract attention with how much he's able to carry! Wait, just a bit. Is there still more? Yeah, there is. When I nodded, the old man replied, "There's not enough room here. Come with me." Ah, wait a second. I have a familiar. Is it okay if he comes too? I called Fel over right after I got the old man's permission. Fel and I trailed after the old man to a warehouse behind the sales counter. I see, so you're that guy from the rumors. Huh? What rumors, I thought, as the old man continued. The fact that some guy came in with a Fenrir has been the talk of the town. Is it really? Well, I did think I would stand out because Fel was around. So this was hunted by your familiar, too. Oh, yeah. Then I'll take the rest out here. I brought out the rest of the monsters. A rock bird, a giant dodo, black serpent, 3 cockatrices, giant deer, and a murder grizzly. This is all of it. The guy stared open-mouthed at the pile, dumbfounded, which understandably so. Hey, is this old man alright? He wasn't moving at all, so I called his friend. You okay? He finally came back to his senses with a jolt. This is, wow, not only the numbers, but even the monsters themselves are amazing. A rock bird and giant dodo, a giant deer is B rank 2, and the black serpent and murder grizzly are both proper A rank monsters, you know. I didn't kill them! He did! Huh? Are they really that powerful? I did think that they were awfully large, at least comparatively. Ah, I thought as I realized, I did also think that there were some really dangerous sounding names, so they must have had the rank to match. Either way, Fel did all the work, so I had no idea about how powerful they were. Before that, there was something I wanted to know desperately. Are these monsters, are they all edible? That's right, they're meat. To me, securing meat for Fel's meals came first. Yeah, all these guys are edible, not to mention they all make for high-quality meat. Ooh, perfect, I thought. Fel went and hunted them, so I figured they should be edible at least, but it was better for my heart to ask a pro, ? Just in case. If that's the case, can I take all the meat? I'll sell everything else, though, please. The meat will fetch a pretty good price. Are you sure you don't want to sell that, too? Yes, we have a huge eater here, you see. I glanced at Fel as I said that. The old man went, ah, in understanding. Yeah, he understands. With this much to butcher, I won't be done right away. I'll hurry as much as I can, so come back tomorrow. Ah, right. I'll deduct the cost of butchering these from your profits, just so you know. Right. Oh, wait, tomorrow will be a problem. For now, I'll need to have him butcher at least one of them. Excuse me, could you finish just one of them right now, please? Huh? Oh, for that familiar's meal, huh? Okay, then wait a bit. Having said that, the old man went and butchered one of the red boars. The old man's butchering skills were brilliant, and it didn't take long for him to have the hide, meat, and innards neatly separated. I decided to sell the hide and scrap the innards while I took the meat. Then, here it is. The meat for the single red boar that the old man handed over to me weighed about 200 kilos. With this, I'll be able to feed Fel for a while. I put away the red boar meat in the item box and left the warehouse after I said goodbye to the old man. When I passed in front of the receptionist's desk, I was stared at by the adventurers there. I guess it really is too much to take out all those monsters there in front of everyone, I noted. Well, no, duh. But I had Fel to worry about, so I still wanted to secure as much meat as I could. I won't be staying long in this town anyway, so I'll just endure it. I slipped through the stairs of the adventurers and hurried out of the guild hall with Fel. When we returned to the inn, Fel told me, "My stomach is empty." Well, it was about time since the sun was beginning to set, but Fel always eats a lot, so it's hard for me to make it all. I thought there's no other choice. Let's start cooking. What should I do for today? It's been all meat recently, so I should put in some veggies too. When one mentions vegetables and meat and easy to cook, they'd be referring to a vegetable stir-fry. With extra meat for Fel, of course. It's Fel, so I could see him poo-pooing the dish if it didn't have much meat in it. For vegetables, I should have the cabbage, onions, carrots, and bell peppers I bought before. I'd have likely to put in bean sprouts and some sort of mushroom, but I didn't have any on hand, so for today this was enough. I have that for seasoning, so it should be fine. Now then, first cut the red boar meat into appropriately sized chunks. They'll be a bit bigger to fit Fel's standards, though. The vegetables don't have to be that finely chopped, just cut them into appropriately sized chunks. The red boar meat is already seasoned with salt and pepper ahead of time, so I simply sear them lightly on the frying pan. Once they're cooked through to a certain degree, I take them off the heat and let them rest. If only I had some sesame oil here, I'd be able to cook the meat with some of it and bring out even more flavor. I didn't have any on me this time, though, so I used salad oil instead. I mean, that's the one thing to take note of when you're getting stuff from your online supermarket. From there, I added the carrots, onions, bell peppers, and cabbage in turn to the frying pan and cooked them through. I prefer my bell peppers and cabbage with a bit of crunch to them, so I made sure not to cook them too thoroughly. Once the vegetables were cooked to a certain point, I added the red boar meat back in and lightly simmered the whole thing some more. Now it's time for that, which I'd been recently hooked on. Sweet and salty Chinese miso in a tube. This is really tasty too, and recently I've been using it every time I made vegetable stir-fry. Food companies nowadays really know their stuff. Even without creating your own mix of seasonings, just using this would allow a person to enjoy their own sweet and salty Chinese miso-style stir-fry vegetables. That being said, I added the explosively delicious sweet and salty Chinese mix to the miso to the vegetables, and red boar cooking in the pan. Sear it lightly and let the flavors melt together, and there it's done. Well, it's done. I would prefer just meat, though. Well, haven't I only been giving you meat until now? Having some vegetables sometimes is good for you. Certainly, it is said eating leaves every once in a while is good. However, there is no problem if I do not eat any. As of right now, I have not eaten any leaves for several decades. After all, no matter what leaf it is, what is bad is bad. That's nothing to be so proud of. By eating leaves, did he mean something like he eats how cats eat grass sometimes? Well, for now, it didn't seem like eating vegetables was bad for him, so he'd better to eat some. When I placed a large portion of the sweet and salty Chinese miso vegetables and meat stir-fry, extra meat, in front of Fel, he only took a small bite at first. After that, he started to chomp it down as voraciously as usual. Yes, that's right. This sweet and salty Chinese miso is delicious. Now then, I should eat too. Yes, this is great. There's no rice. I should have made some rice. Crap, I completely forgot. This is exactly the kind of flavor that goes well with rice. Aw, man. There was nothing to be done about it. I wiped up the sauce with some white bread and ate that. Really, for this flavor, it should have been rice. I keenly felt regret for the fact that I should have stocked up on rice. It seemed that Fel approved of the sweet and salty Chinese miso as well, as he ate 3 helpings before he was satisfied. Yeah, Fel really does eat a lot. I really want to look forward to how much meat we'll be getting tomorrow, I thought, hoping for the best. The next morning, I visited the Adventurers Guild together with Fel. The grim-looking old man from yesterday was there when we headed straight for the sales counter. Good morning. Hey, I've got it already. There's a lot of meat, so I've left it in the storehouse. Come with me. Fel and I followed after the old man. The meat was piled up like a mountain in the storehouse. This is all the meat you asked for. Wow, with this much meat, I'll be able to feed Fel for a while, no matter how much of a big eater he is. I thought appreciatively. I put all the meat into my item box. I thought so yesterday, too, but your item box is pretty big, isn't it? Well, I mean, yeah, considering you pulled all those monsters out of it. Heck yeah. When the old man said that, I could only answer with a half-hearted, huh. The meat is more important, so I'll let it go for today. Plus, this old man already saw it yesterday anyway. I probably won't come back to this Adventurers Guild branch anyway, so I won't be seeing him again either. I plan to leave this town either today or tomorrow, after all. Staying in one place for too long will be a big no-no. Now then, next is what you get for selling the rest of it. When all the meat was safely in my item box, the old man brought out a somewhat heavy-looking jute bag and placed it in front of me. As for the breakdown, first of the orcs. For orcs, other than the meat, the only other usable parts are their testes. Oh, God. So 5 pairs comes out to 2 gold and 5 silver. Next are the red boars. The materials are 2 hides and 4 tusks that makes 2 gold and 4 silver. Next, the cockatrices. The meat is the most valuable part of those, but other than that, there's just their feathers. The feathers were a little damaged too, so the feathers from 3 cockatrices comes out to 5 silver. Apparently, orc testes were used as ingredients in a type of sexual vitality drug, and in order to make one dose, you needed the pair. Oh my god! Of course. No matter how much vitality you say that will give me, I'd pass, personally. But still, it seemed that the finished product was pretty reliable and what was therefore fairly popular. The red boar's hide could be used for shoes or leather bags or belts, and their tusks were used in handicrafts and art. And cockatrice feathers were used as pillow stuffing. Next is the rockbird. Its beak and feathers come out to 7 gold. Next, the giant dodo also has a usable beak and feathers, but that one also has a small magic stone. So adding that in, the total comes to 22 gold. Good lord! And then there's the giant deer. The materials are its horns and hide. This one also had a magic stone, so adding that in, the price is 28 gold. These are both B rank monsters, but having magic stones in both of them is pretty lucky. Apparently, the rockbird's beak and feathers went into making arrows. Arrows made from these are not only had high penetration ability, but also were easier to enchant with wind magic. So it seemed that archers would covet these arrows. As for the giant dodo, a large bird with degenerated wings so it couldn't fly, the beak was a material for magic items. You could put various effects on it and then shape it into a pendant or bracelets or even a ring, and the feathers were used in high-end down beds. And it seemed that the giant deer's horns were popular as materials for magic staves, while the hides served as materials for leather armor for mid-rank adventurers or material for other high-end leather goods. As for the magic stones found in the giant dodo and giant deer, they're stones filled with magic power and have various uses depending on the elemental affinity of the magic inside. Magic stones could only be found in monsters ranked B or above, so they were often sold or traded at high prices. Also, not all B-rank monsters have magic stones. It's said that they're only found in around 30% of B-rank monsters, and it's only at A rank that you're guaranteed to find a magic stone, although there are size differences. And lastly are the 2 A ranks. It's been a while since I've last seen one. For the black serpent, we can use its venom sac, innards, fangs, eyes, and hide. There is also a pretty decent magic stone inside, so with that added in, the total is 64 gold. Good lord, dude, you're gonna be rich! Just from this alone! Next, the murder grizzly's materials are its innards, claws, and fur, and this one had a larger magic stone, so the total is 78 gold! As expected of A-rank monsters. For the black serpent, which is large and ebony colored, its venom sacs seem to have many uses. I was too scared to ask. Probably, I'm assuming, to make antidotes, to make poisons, who knows what else. And its innards were used to make nourishment pills. After that, its fangs were used in magic tools, the eyes in magic staves, and the hide was materials for leather armor used by high-ranking adventurers. Its magic stone was apparently fairly large and aligned with water. The large gray murder grizzly's innards were also used for medicine, its claws for magic tools, and its fur made for carpets that were popular among nobles. As for its magic stone, it was pretty big and was worth the most out of all the magic stones in the lot. The final amount comes to 204 gold and 4 silver. From that is the butchering fee. This time you gave me a lot of high-ranked monsters, so with a small discount, I'll be fine with 2 gold and 4 silver. Taking that away, you left with an even 202 gold. Most people prefer gold coins, even if the amount is large, so I went ahead and gave you that. But if you prefer platinum or large gold coins, I can prepare that instead if you wait a while. No thanks, gold coins are fine. From looking around and shopping at various places, I found that in town nobody used large gold or platinum coins. Even if the count was at or above 10 gold coins, they never asked or gave any of those denominations. I think it most likely that while large gold coins and platinum coins exist as currency, there weren't many of them circulating around. At any rate, to exceed 200 gold coins, I didn't even do anything. For now, I'll take what I can get, though I guess I'll let Fel eat some otherworld meat later. Oh, also, I was told to ask you this by an acquaintance, but you're familiar as a Fenrir, right? The old man asked me while looking at Fenrir, who was yawning unconcernedly behind me. He is? What of it? If you didn't know, there are people who are saying it's a great wolf instead. Apparently, since the rumor of a guy with a Fenrir as a familiar came to town was currently circulating around, there were also people saying that there was no way a legendary magic beast like a Fenrir would obey a human. So people have been split half and half between saying it's a Fenrir and it's a Grey Wolf. The Great Wolf is an A-ranked monster, and apparently it's a wolf with gray fur just around Fel's size. I mean, there's nobody around who's even seen a Fenrir in the first place, but even I was a pretty good adventurer before I took up this job. From where I'm standing, though, looking at its bearing, there's no way I could think it's anything but a Fenrir. That Fenrir theory and the Great Wolf theory, huh? I could probably use this. Up until now, I was thinking that since Fel was around, I shouldn't enter the larger towns, but in the case where I needed to enter one no matter what, I might be able to just tell people that he was a Great Wolf. They will probably be surprised anyway, because a Great Wolf was still an A-rank monster, but it should still be better than a Fenrir. The old man seemed like he already understood, so I ended up taking the money and leaving the storeroom without answering his question. And just like yesterday, I slipped past the stairs of the adventurers and quickly exited the Adventurers Guild. With Fel, I've done everything I wanted to do in this town, so I'm thinking of leaving. What do you think? I am okay either way, as long as you feed me delicious meals. Ah, is that so? Well, then let's go. With that, Fel and I left the town of Falliers. Hang on, let me see. 25 minutes. Okay, let's keep going. Chapter 3. Ingredients from another world possess preposterous effects. Ooh, that's interesting. I was currently walking along the road with Fel after putting Falliers behind me. Was it because Fel was with me? I didn't see any monsters at all. Even the road out of Rage Seeger's capital had goblins and grey wolves on it, though. Personally, there's nothing better than there being no monsters around, I guess. While walking along with no real destination, I asked a question that had been on my mind. Hey Fel, you can use magic, right? Yes, I can use magic. He used barrier magic when we went out for that herb gathering quest, but that was the kind of magic you couldn't see, so it hadn't really hit me. Conjuring water or fire or something visible seemed more like magic. I wonder if I can learn to use magic. As I thought now that I was in a world where magic existed, the feeling of wanting to try using it welled up inside me. After all, it's magic. You know, magic. I'm probably a little too old to be like this, but I really am excited about it. You should be able to as long as you have MP. I did have some MP at least, so did that mean I could use magic? How do you become able to use magic? How, you say? You should be able to use it if you want to use it. If I want to. Like I said, if you want to use wind magic, then by thinking of wanting to use wind magic, you can use wind magic. The same with fire, and so on. This is no good. Fel is the type of genius to do things by feeling. By thinking of using it, does he mean that the mental image is important? Image. Ball of fire, fireball. It's a fireball. I held up my right hand and chanted fireball. Nothing. Embarrassing. Hugh, what are you doing? Val looked at me exasperated. Please don't look at me with those eyes. You will not be able to use magic if you do not circulate the magic power around your body, you know. Really? You know, that's the basic step I wanted to hear about in the first place. What do you mean, circulate magic power? I wasn't even sure what magic power was like in the first place. It is difficult to communicate with words. I am circulating magic power in my body right now, so try touching me and feel it. Feel it, he says. Is that really possible? Doubting him a little, I touched Fel's back. Whoa. It's only vaguely, but I think I get it. I could faintly feel something warm flowing around Fel's insides. It was still blurry, but I felt like I was grasping something. Do you understand? Yes, somehow. If that's so, then all that's left is training. Of course it would be. Alright, let's try it. Magic power, something warm. Magic power. There was something there. Circulated around my body like blood flowing through my veins. Circulate. I was doing that while walking, training the circulation of magic power throughout my body. Hey, I am hungry. I started when Fel said that. It's already that time? Then let's have lunch. We moved to an open space by the road. Now then, what should I make? Okay, let's make pork chops. They're simple. It's not actually pork, but I'll try using the orc that seems similar. Is it really okay, though? I did have those thoughts. I mean, these pigs are bipedal, you know. But the people of this world eat it regularly, and the butcher at the Adventurers Guild eats it too, and even said it was a high-class ingredient. Also, I have a lot of orc meat, so if I don't at least challenge myself with it, it'll go to waste. If it's no good, I could just make Fel eat all of it, yeah. Start off by cutting onions into thin slices and cut the orc meat thinly as well. After that, mix together ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, sugar, alcohol, and a little soy sauce to make the sauce. Cook the orc meat in a frying pan until its color changes suddenly, and then add in the onions. Continue heating the meat and onions together until the onions become transparent, then add the sauce mixture in, and continue lightly heating until the flavors are mixed together and the pork chop is finished. He's going to probably eat a bunch of those. When I placed it in front of Fel, who was waiting with his nose twitching at the smell, he scarfed it down immediately. Yes, it's delicious too. Well, that's good. That means at least Fel is perfectly fine eating orc meat. Now then, I should try some too. It looks just like a pork chop, so it seems like it should be delicious, but... I prepared myself a bite and threw a bite in my mouth. Huh? It's tasty. It's totally fine. In fact, it's absolutely delicious. It's like high-class branded pork. What the hell? Orcs are amazing. Why wasn't I told earlier? I felt hesitation at how they looked, but this is really good. It was completely fine as long as I thought of it like a fancy branded pork. Yes, it's great. It felt like blasphemy, but I took some of the pork chop meat, put it in between 2 slices of bread, and bit into it. Yeah, that works. Hey, another. I made another for Fel while I ate my own pork chop sandwich. We took a small break after Fel was satisfied with his meal before starting to walk again. Of course, while I practiced circulating magic power around my body. I am curious as to how strong he's going to end up getting, even if he doesn't really fight. After I spent a while training mana circulation, I finally felt like I reached a decent point. Like I was just about able to actually use magic. I stuck out my right hand, palm facing up. Fireball. Oof. A small fire the size of a candle's flame lit up around my palm. Fel, my friend, please stop snorting like you're making fun of me. Sure, it isn't much, but in my books at least it isn't a total failure. I managed to conjure fire from nothing after all. Yeah, it's not a failure if I say it's not. It's not. But I'll have to train more if I want to put out a real fireball in the future. Fel, should we call it a day and make camp? Sure. I made quite a bit off the monsters that Fel hunted, so I was going to treat him with today. I made it a great feast of otherworld meat. Hey Fel, thanks to you, I managed to make quite a bit of money, so I'll use my skill to get some food from my world for you to eat. What do you want? Food from another world, huh? Of course I want meat. Of course he'd say that! Looking at my skill window, I tried to figure out what would be good. Fel was standing next to me with eyes full of expectation, so for now, something that he could eat right away, I guess. If that's the case, I guess it's side dishes. Which one, though? Oh, they have soy-flavored fried chicken! The meatballs and minced cutlet are good, too. Next is some hamburg steak and also some thick-cut pork cutlet. And they also have fried tofu, so I'll get that, too. I added all of it to the cart. Hey, is it ready yet? Fel, would you stop drooling while I'm looking at the screen? I decided to check out just the side dishes first so that Fel would stop drooling in impatience. I bought several of each, so it ended up coming out to 4 silver and 7 copper. For now, I just threw in 5 gold and paid it all that balance. As soon as I finished checking out, a cardboard box appeared. When I opened the box and took out the side dishes, they were all still hot. Whoa, they're still hot. This is good. I took the hot side dishes out of their packaging and served them to Fel on a plate. Right, here you go. Before I said that, Fel had already jumped on the plate and started wolfing it down, but he still wanted more at this rate. I'm sure the side dishes I bought wouldn't be enough, so it took a little longer to look through the site to think about what meat I should buy for a main dish. Mainly coarsely ground sausage and some roast pork would be good. I just have to lightly season the sausage with salt and pepper before cooking it, and in Fel's case, he could probably eat the roast pork as is. After that, the main dish would have to be beef. I was thinking the main dish would be domestic Wagyu steak. I'd eaten a lot of different meats in this world, and they'd all been fairly good. That was why when I tried to think of something better, it really could only be domestic Wagyu. It was pretty expensive, but I'd already decided to splurge today. I found that they had some domestic black Wagyu steak, thick thigh cuts, so I went with that. At one steak, 250 grams, is 1 silver and 5 copper by itself, as expensive as I expected. Judging from Fel's habits, he'll eat about 10. Damn! As for my share, this is good. Coarse sausage, roast pork, steak meat, and my share of food all came out to 2 gold. While I was shopping on my online supermarket, Fel finished eating his side dishes. What, are you going to feed me that next? Fel, you eat too fast! Just wait a little, some of it is better if I cook it first, so eat this for now. I threw around 5 lumps of roast pork that I took out of their packages on a plate and gave it to Fel. While he was eating that, I took the sausages, seasoned them with salt and pepper, and cooked them so that they were just slightly burnt enough to have crispy parts. Here, eat this too. Fel happily started chewing on the sausages that I put in front of him. Each and everything is delicious. Well, that's good to hear, but there's still the final main dish. I seasoned the first 2 domestic Wagyu steaks with salt and pepper before cooking them. The main dish is domestic Wagyu steak, first with salt and pepper. How incredibly soft and delicious this meat is. This is great. This is delicious. It is, isn't it? This is the meat of an animal called a cow, which has been raised carefully by my country so that it is delicious as can be. What? You say your country in the other world raises this animal called a cow just for meals? Huh? This world doesn't have animal husbandry or raised livestock? It does not. This world overflows of monsters. It is enough to hunt them for meat. I see. Certainly monster meat is pretty good, and if these monsters exist in great numbers, then there might be no need to go through all the trouble to keep livestock. Okay, so that makes sense. I kept grilling steak while Fel talked, this time with the steak sauces I'd used before. I used garlic flavor, grated radish flavor, onion flavor, and butter flavor, one after another as I put out steaks like I was raising a combo meter. Even so, to raise them yourself, as they are more tasty, your country is rarely particular about its food. Yeah, no doubt. My country makes no compromises and cares about its food more than any other world, I think. Or any other would, I think. Excuse me. After all, we had everything from B-class gourmet to high-class French restaurants, and in Tokyo, you'd be able to eat cuisine from almost any country without having to leave the city. I see. That is why the food you made is so good. Well, that's mostly thanks to the online supermarket and all the different spices and seasonings that food production companies make. It seemed Fel was happy and full after eating and enjoying his fill of the domestic Wagyu steaks. Yes, it was a treat. Even so, I have thought this before, but when I eat your cooking, I can feel energy overflowing from inside me. Especially today, I feel like right now I can easily defeat that ancient dragon that I tied with long ago. Huh? No way is my cooking showing some sort of preposterous effect. Wait, shit. Today's cooking was all made with stuff I brought from my skill. Usually I use meat from here, so the effects of otherworld ingredients have been kept to a minimum. That's why even if there were side effects, when it came to someone's already as powerful as Fel, it didn't turn out to be much. But today I fed Fel food made only from stuff I got off my online supermarket. Fel, by energy, could you mean... Shoot, what was his... I had to go back and look, but let me know what it says, because I don't remember what the things were. Actually, I'm going to find out in a second. I appraised Fel. Name, Fel. Age, 1014. Race, Fenrir. Level, 906. Was his level 906 before? Let me know. HP, 9,843. Plus 5,118! MP, 9,481. Plus 4,550. Is that together? Or is his HP this, which is his original HP plus this? So I just minus this to get what his original HP was. Oh my god. Attack, 9,036 plus 4,518. Yeah, you would be able to kill the dragon. You would be able to kill that dragon. Defense, 9,765 plus 4,394. Agility, 9,684 plus 4,551. Skills, wind magic, fire magic, water magic, earth magic, ice magic, lightning magic, holy magic, barrier magic, rending claws. Body reinforcement, physical attack resistance, magic attack resistance, MP efficiency, appraisal, blessings, blessing of the goddess of the wind, Ninrir. Huh? Am I seeing things? I blinked several times and appraised Fel again. Oh. All of Fel's stats had been buffed by around 50%. That the stats had been buffed this much must have something to do with how much he ate, or the ingredients, or possibly how it was cooked. I had no idea how things got like this, but there was no doubt it was because of the food I bought with my skill. But it's gotta be alright. I mean, when I looked at this before, there was a time limit. No matter how much Fel ate, at the very latest, it should all go back to normal after tomorrow morning. Probably. I have a feeling that it's not going to be gone by tomorrow morning. Hey, it is a waste to sit still with all this energy. I will go hunting. Hey, wait a bit. What if monsters attack me? I'd appreciate it if you did... Sorry about that. If you didn't leave me alone when the sun is already set and it's dark out. Yeah, because you never know what kind of monsters will be out and about at night. I shall erect a barrier around you. A barrier erected by me in my current state should deflect even a dragon's breath. Deflect a dragon's breath? You... Now then, I shall take my leave. Saying that, Fel ran into the dark forest as if he was jumping into it. I guess I'll just eat my own dinner. Wait, why is it already pitch black? While Fel was around, his silver fur always faintly glowed. Was that an effect of his magic power? So even if it was dark, I never really minded. My online supermarket was basically made for situations like this. I opened up the site and brought a flashlight with batteries, which I placed on top of a cardboard box. It's fine, let's eat. It's been meat over and over again recently, so I suddenly wanted to eat this when I saw it. A Maku Nochi Bento. Maku Nochi Bento. Also some canned coffee. I used to drink this every day in Japan. It's gone a little cold, but man, this is good. This canned coffee too. After thoroughly savoring my meal, I decided to go straight to bed because I had nothing else to do. I was just gonna curl up in my mantle and sleep, but I had a sudden idea. If I remember correctly, they should have it. I opened up my online supermarket. Oh, there it is. A pillow, futon, and blanket. Now that I have quite some room in my budget thanks to Fel, it should be fine to buy a futon set. If I have this, camping out should become a good sight more comfortable from now on. Okay, let's buy it. And button. Right then, there's no need to worry because of Fel's barrier magic, so I'll be able to sleep soundly tonight. I fell asleep inside a bed comfortable enough one wouldn't think they were camping. Dang, I slept well. Yeah, sleep is really different when you have a real bed. Whoa! What the heck is this? There were 3 mountains of monster corpses piled up next to me. Fel, my guy, I don't care how much energy you had, this is too much. Oh my god, you are gonna freak out the next people you run into at the Adventurers Guild with all this. Oh my god, they're gonna have a heart attack. And this could potentially get you ranked higher. The culprit, Fel, was currently sleeping soundly on the other side of the mountains of corpses. A thought came into my head as I gazed upon the 3 densely packed mountain of monsters. What do I even do with all this? Well, for now, there's nothing else but to cram it all into my item box, I guess. I've been using it for a while, and it does seem like time doesn't pass it all inside there. I mean, the vegetables I bought a week ago with my skill basically haven't aged at all. The leafy vegetables still haven't wilted, and the other ones still look completely moist and fresh. The amount being what it was. I have to do it out little by little among the Adventurers Guild we would visit over our travels. I could always just learn to butcher it myself, but I'm no good with gore and stuff, so I don't really have any confidence I'd be able to learn it. I'll think more on that later. Anyway, I wonder how many monsters are in here. I praised the monsters. A giant dodo and giant deer. Fel hunted those before. Both were bigger than the ones he caught before. And then there were 3 rock birds. Rock birds are basically chickens, so having several of them is always nice. There was also a black serpent, which the Adventurers Guild bought for a high price before, as well as an equally expensive murder grizzly. Both of these are bigger this time as well. It's kind of scary thinking of how expensive they'll be. And they probably have magic stones in them too! Oh my god, you are going to be a rich, rich man, not even counting the Merchant Guild stuff. Next is a red serpent. It was a snake that was basically a black serpent, just brownish red. The red serpent's head is bigger than the black serpent, so the red serpent might be bigger overall too. After that are 5 orc generals and an orc king! An orc king? Dude! What did you do? Did you massacre an orc village or something? Huh? An orc king would be the king of a group of orcs, right? For an orc king to be here, what happened to the other orcs? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Fel, guy, just what did you do? Right when I was thinking that, Fel woke up. What? Fel asked when he noticed me staring at him as he roused. What happened here, I asked, pointing at the piles of monsters. Is it not obvious? Those are what I hunted. Fel replied with a touch of sarcasm. No, I get that. But no matter how you think about it, this is too much. I was just so full of energy. Also, I did not get tired at all, so I had much fun hunting. How's that so? There's an orc king here, but what happened to the other orcs? I ended up running into an orc settlement. They noticed me and attacked. Of course, I made it rain their blood, but I only brought back the orc king and the orc generals because stronger monsters are more tasty. Rain their blood? Really, what are you thinking? By the way, how many orcs were there? There might have been about 150 orcs, I think. 150, you say? I thought I knew just how overwhelming Fel's strength was, but combining that with food bought from my world brought about just an overpowered result. Not to mention, orcs weren't even the only thing he fought last night. There were many other monster corpses here. Turning my eyes to the mountain of corpses again, I continued appraising. 4 ogres. Can you eat ogres? I don't know. If not, you could always just sell them. Hey, Fel, there's ogres here, but are they edible? Ogres have a lot of muscle and taste terrible. However, it seems an ogre's hide is prized among humans as a material for armor. You need money, do you not? Not at the moment! He's getting over, 200 gold at this point? He doesn't need it right now. That is why I brought it back, even though it's not edible, just in case. Ah, is that so? I'm completely fine on that front at the moment, thanks to Fel, though. Well, I'll keep it for now. And next is a blue ogre. Unlike a regular ogre, blue ogres have blue skin, of course. Is that what they call a subspecies? Maybe. I bet he didn't bring it back for any other reason than the fact that ogres are worth money, though. After that, it's a metal lizard. Just as its name implies, it's a stupidly big lizard with a silvery hide that's as hard as iron. How did Fel even take down a lizard with skin this tough? Magic? I'm assuming? Lightning magic, probably? Probably lit it up. I kind of want to ask, but looking at how beat up its skin is, even though it's so hard, it seems better not to. I can imagine that this lizard suffered a horrible, tragic death. Namu Amida Butsu. I'm guessing that's a prayer. Okay, what's next? Chimera. Chimera? Isn't that the thing with a lion's head, a goat's head, and a snake's head? That thing that shows up as a final boss in games. No way. Wait, oh, it has all 3 heads! Indeed, that is a chimera. They are pretty tasty, you know. What? They are what? Excuse me? Is that the convenience of a... No, a dragon has to be the equivalent of a Wagyu steak. In this world. Has to be. Right? Right? Oh my god! Usually they're a bit of trouble, but last night I managed to take it down with 1 hit. Well, I mean, you were completely overpowered, so of course. Killing it with 1 hit isn't something you should be bragging about! This is definitely no good. I'm not sure, but I bet this thing is far above even A rank. I know. Oh my god. This is going to be so hard to explain. The day I bring this into an adventurer's guild. Whoa, I got chills from one. They're all going to have a heart attack. Yeah, this thing is no good. Let's have it sleep forever in the depths of my item box. Yeah, that's it. While I was thinking that with clouded eyes, Fel said, I am hungry. Even though you ate that much last night? There's no helping it. I'll make some food. Before that, I stuffed all the monster corpses into my item box and my bed too. Okay then, what do I make? Of course, the main dish would be a monster meat. I learned the hard way last night what happens when you overdid it on ingredients from my world after all. Yeah, we don't need that. I know from past meals that accompanying vegetables or seasonings didn't have that much of an effect and that something on the level of spaghetti with meat sauce was still fine. I had to take that all into account when thinking up a menu. Everything in balance, right? Thinking like that, I figured that I had cockatrice, which was basically chicken, so let's have that. I'll make a chicken sauté. Hang on, let me see. Okay, I think I'm going to end this one off here. I'll see you guys in the next video.